What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day at Whitley Auto Works. Today we're finally getting onto the shop truck doing the cut and buffing. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see it, and for all you guys that haven't seen the paint job yet, go back and check it out. It's my ultimate Rustoleum paint job. It's where I did a really cool two-tone paint job with color shift graphics on my shop truck, and we did get some orange peel in it. There's a number of reasons why you get orange peel: weather, paint gun setup, all kinds of stuff. And today I'm going to show you how to fix it. So I got my tailgate off the truck. I got it laying down right here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using real quick. And then let's get into doing some cutting and buffing on this truck. Alright, quickly I'm going to walk you guys through what I'm going to be using today. This is my buffer with a 3M wool pad. There's a screwdriver for cleaning it. You just basically put it on there and kind of spin it from the middle, and that cleans it between different coatings. I've got Wizard Turbo Cut. I've got 3M Perfect It. That's what I use to finish polish, and various grits of sandpaper for purposes of this video, because we do have fairly aggressive orange peel. I'm going to start with 1,000, then 2,000, 3,000, and then we'll start compounding and polishing. And we'll start off with 1,000 on this little wet sponge right here. And let's flatten everything off, get it consistent, and then we'll keep going. Alright, so we are going to be wet sanding this panel, and I'm not trying to wet sand the actual tailgate handle. We're just going to concentrate mainly on the flat areas and get it smooth. So I'm going to tape around the tailgate handle so that we don't hit it. And yeah, we're going to start cutting and buffing on the outside. So first thing I'm doing is I got some soapy water here with some Dawn in it. I got my 1,000 grit right here in my block. So I'm going to get this soaped up really good. You don't want to be sanding on this thing dry if you don't have to. You don't want to put any more scratches in it than you have to. We're just trying to level it out. And then, yeah, we're going to get it doing some wet sanding with 1,000 grit and see if we can't level off some of this mess. So, all right, let's get into it. Alright guys, so excuse the compressor in the background, but fast forward a little bit and this is where we're at. Now you see all that right there, see the dull spots, but see the shiny spots? That's all the orange peel, and it is rather aggressive. So you want to get it completely gone and get it all completely flat. So I got a little bit more sanding to do on this, and then we'll move to the next step, 2,000. Alright guys, so fast forward a little bit later and I've been sanding on it. Now it's not 100% perfect. In certain situations, depending on how bad your orange peel is, you might have to go back, level it all off, and do what they call flow coating, where you add 2 or 3 more coats of clear, and that'll level everything out better so you don't have the amount of orange peel, and you can actually cut and buff from there too. This is a process, but nonetheless, I'm just kind of showing you guys how I'm doing it today. Like I said, I'm not going for a perfect paint job on this shop truck. It just is what it is. This was for fun, guys. But yeah, you want to level it off the best you can. Get as much orange peel out as you can. And if you can get it perfect, that's great, you know. And then you do the 2,000, 3,000 compound and polish. The 2,000 to 3,000 will smooth things out a little bit better. And the other trick to it all, guys, is you don't want to remove all your clear coat. So if you go to wet sanding on this thing trying to get it too perfect, and you kind of just have to minimize the risk or whatever versus the reward of getting this orange peel out. And if you're scared you don't have enough material on it, by all means, go back, wet sand it as flat as you can, and put some more material on it, because you don't want to burn through all your clear. You can go cut through all your clear and make it 100% perfect, and then buff it back. It looks great, but you don't have enough clear long term, and then it just fails on you anyways. So like I said, you just have to minimize risk versus reward on this, and do the best you can with it. And yeah, if you want to get it perfect, go back, flow coat it, and wet sand it from there, compound buff, and you'll have it perfect. But for purposes of this video, we're going to just keep going with it. I'm going to hit it with 2,000, 3,000, and then we'll polish it back out. And like I said, I've left one side not done. That way I can kind of show you before and after. And yeah, that's how I do it. So I'm going to get into it. and we'll continue the process. Alright guys, so this is after 2,000, 3,000. Now like I said, we did not get all the orange peel out. It was pretty aggressive on this panel, paint job, whatever you want to call it. It was a gun error is what it ended up being. Usually the weather can cause orange peel, not having your equipment set up properly, and in this situation I think that's what it was. You'll notice if you go back and watch my video, the roof laid out really well. Almost like factory type orange peel. You are going to usually get some orange peel, especially if you're painting in a shop or not painting in the ideal conditions, because orange peel is as much about the weather, the heat and humidity, and like I said, proper equipment setup, having your gun spraying right so it's atomizing correctly and everything's laying down on the panel. Also how fast you move the gun. There are just numerous factors into why you get orange peel. But like I said, this paint job was for my shop truck, 400,000 mile truck, and it was more so for fun for anything else and show you guys how to do stuff. Now results will vary. Most of you guys will not get the level of orange peel, and it had nothing, it wasn't because of the Rustoleum. I've had a lot of people ask that question. It wasn't because of the Rustoleum, guys. It was because I was using that shampoo paint gun. I don't know if you saw, I got off of Temu. I didn't have it set up properly at the time. And, it just is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start compounding and polishing on this. We're going to get it as good as we can. And then I'll show you the before and after comparison. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, guys. So to start with, you got your buffer. You got your wool pad or whatever pad you're using. This is just what I like to use, to each your own. As far as cleaning it goes, usually I like to turn on like a medium speed and pull the trigger. And then just kind of work in the center with the screwdriver. So that's kind of a cheap, efficient way to clean your pad off real quick before you get into cutting and buffing. Alright, so compounds and polishes. I got two here. I got a Turbo Cut by Wizard, which is really good for cutting down really deep scratches, especially if you're stopping at 1500 grit or 2500 grit. And then I've got this 3M Perfected series. Now, I've had really good luck with the 3M Perfected polish, going straight to it on the wool pad, and just doing it on medium speed, light pressure, and just letting it pretty much burn in and do its own self. If you need more aggressive compound, obviously you can compound it first, then polish. There's many ways to tackle it. It's one of those things to where you kind of just have to develop your own process, see what works best for you. I'm not going to tell anybody one way is better than the other or whatever. I'm just going to show you the way I do it and show you the results I get. So that's all that is for that. We'll put a little bit of Perfected on this DA real quick, and we're going to put it on the panel and just start polishing it back out and see if we can't get a really good shine. Alright guys, so here's what I got so far with the main part of the tailgate. As you can see, the clarity is coming back. It looks way better than it did before. And you know, it's still got some swirls and stuff like that, a good swirl remover would get that out. This is black, so it is one of the hardest ones to do, but in general, that's the cut and buff. Alright guys, so that's your process pretty much for getting that orange peel and what you're in for with cutting and buffing. Now I'm just doing the tailgate today. I did not do the whole vehicle. This is just kind of a quick tutorial because honestly I don't think it warrants it. I did this paint job pretty much for informational purposes. A lot of you guys wanted to see a two-tone Rustoleum paint job and how you go about and do it. Like I said, this primarily is not orange peel. It's actually gun pattern. So, you know, a lot of the texture come from that. So it was even almost a little bit worse than most of your typical orange peel. Most of your typical orange peel, you know, from just a regular paint job, if everything's set up properly, you know, the process I just did, you could have got it 100%. And with a lot less sanding. I used 1,000 grit. Normally you use about 1,500 grit. Then jump up to 2,000, 3,000, cut and polish. And that's kind of the process you follow for that. But in this case, this was pretty bad texture. And I had to get it out best I could. So I figured bring you guys along for the process. But like I said, we can wet sand this whole thing out to 600 grit. Level it out completely, regardless of how deep the clear coat is. Flow coat it with 2 or 3 coats of clear and get it perfect. And that's probably the best way to go about this. Like I said, I could go around cut and buff, waste time and energy on the whole truck. It's a long, tedious process. And, you know, get it about 80, maybe 85%. But I'm not going to get all the orange peel out of it without completely compromising the integrity of the clear coat and the paint job. And I don't really want to do that right now. I want to enjoy this shop truck some, get it out, do some fun things with it. We got some other stuff planned with some fellow YouTubers. So it's just going to be one of those things, guys. But we revisit it on a future episode. We will do plenty more with the shop truck. And we got much more to come with a new project car and some other stuff. So you're not going to want to miss it, guys. You want to make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we got more spray outs coming. We got just a little bit of everything, guys. We're going to get into some candies and just, I don't want to give away too much, but just let you know, we're going to ramp it up here on Whitley Auto Works. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell notification so you don't miss an episode. And yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you found this enjoyable. Hope you learned a little bit. And my process works for automotive paint jobs, Rustoleum paint jobs. It's really a simple process. You know, some people will do it other ways. Some people say certain ways are better. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to show you the basic process. And you can adapt it or, you know, change it however you feel is best for your application. But I appreciate you for watching today, guys. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.